All right. Went to town on my little feet, my moderately sized feet, given my height, and my enormous feet. This means my dick is massive. I don't know if that shit's true or not. Whatever. The little details of the physical world. I could give no fuck. I've been giving no fucks lately. I would probably be a more flexible person if I did. Oh well. There is a time for this and there is a time for that. That's what the Beatles said. They must be messiahs. And I got my sandwiches. I got 3. I'm feeling especially excellent today. And I'm looking forward to a day of being somewhat productive or lucky or something. And that's where we're at. But today we're going to talk about sponsors. Product sponsors. Now you might think, hey, you go live out in the woods, ignore the rest of reality, none of it matters, screw everything. Good plan. However, we actually are still connected with the world, whether you like it or not. I can't make this camera, like the whole idea of self-sustainability. You hear that all the time. And you would think it would go without saying, but somebody's got to say it, is it's delusional, right? No one, of course, is self-sustainable. No man is an island. Although I've done pretty damn close to getting as far out on that trip as I want to be. Now, there was actually a guy who was an island. He bought an island in, I don't know, 70s or something for nothing. And, but he's still alive as far as I know. And he didn't even end up staying on his island forever. And there's other people who have been hermits and stuff out in the... I mean, it's a great vision. But it was never my goal. Even though I've been living as a hermit. By any reason... What are you eating? Hey, drop that. Fucking... eating a bone of something that died. Dogs. I love dogs. I am a dog. But I'm not an island. And I still have an internet connection. And I don't want to be an island. I want to be connected with other people. One of the odd ways I can do that, even though I want to reject most consumerism, and I want to say that we don't need hardly any of the products we think we need. I want to pick the ones we do. You guys... Hey! Knock it off! Come here. Drop that. Come here. Everybody's going. Let's go. Here we go. What the fuck? They're attacking over there. Come on. Let's go. We're leaving. Coco. Move your ass. Come here. Oh, they're fighting over the bone. There is no victim. Except everybody. Anyway, it isn't that all products are bad. Some products are great. They'll give us more freedom. We want to investigate them and make sure we're only supporting products that actually have a net positive impact on our lives. And that every aspect of how they're produced is hopefully pretty dang positive. There's nothing perfect. I suppose we should never have anything with plastic. I have a rule against plastic in my house. Guess which rule I don't follow? Well, I'm trying. That's the point. You can't follow all the rules you make. But I would love to support certain businesses that I think are doing better than worse. And I would love to feature their products in my videos. I could do reviews on some of them. That's great. But I could just have them in the background too. You know, and I can have a list of products that support this place, and I could do a affiliate program if they have them available, where if people click on a link and they buy it or they don't buy it, you know, I may make something. Who knows? It'd be one of the side ways that this place might survive. So that's a good idea, actually. I should do that. One more thing to do. But that one pays. Most of the things I have to do don't pay shit. Most of them cost. So that would be nice. What kind of products? Well, I could go through the entire product list of everything there is. what kind of products, and say, for most of them, we don't need that shit at all. Not at all. I don't even like how clothes are. You know, I mean, all our clothes should be like made out of rabbit fur and stuff. That's a bit extreme, I suppose, for most folks, and I don't follow that rule myself. Mainly, I wear old clothing and stuff that was donated. And then, actually, about a year ago, somewhere in there, a guy was going to Costco. He gave me a ride there, and I had a little extra cash. So I bought 2 pairs of pants, a box of underwears, box of socks, which I'm wearing right now, and I'm just wearing them until they run out, so like they wear out. They're weak socks. They're cheap. So they're full of holes on the heel and the toes, and I just use it till it's dead. I don't think if I washed it, it would make it last longer. So why not just wear them for like 3-4 months? They're kind of gross though. Feet are gross. So I'm not saying that's the best way to do things. But I was really happy. I haven't even worn the second pair of pants yet. I also bought 2 pairs of cargo shorts, which are my fashion of choice. Anybody out there criticizes that can go to hell. Don't try and control other people's fashion choices. Not to mention it's not fashion, it's, you know, I want pockets. I need pockets. I live a lifestyle where I need pockets. They're not there for fucking decoration. I'd wear military clothing if I could. In fact, I would love to do that. I should find some military surplus places. Because, you know, their stuff is made to be pragmatic. They're not fucking around. So they've designed it to be the most pragmatic clothing you can have. So I should be wearing mostly military clothing. Not because I want to kill anybody at all. Because I want to wear clothing that's strong and lasts a long time and has the least cost of ownership. You know? Other products, solar lit anything LED. Rechargeable. The battery should be replaceable. It's critical because otherwise it just becomes garbage piece object. Bullshit. And all kinds of tools. Hand tools, non-electric tools, woodworking tools. I already use those. Stone carving tools. Recreational stuff for fun. I used to have frisbees. That's actually a trademark term. I think flying disc is the general term. But, you know, flying discs from whatever brand. Fuck it, I could pick a brand that I like. And maybe I should actually investigate companies and find ones that share my values. And be able to not just recommend the product to buy, but say, these are awesome people. I could do that, you know? Like somebody gave me, they actually made them because they worked there, gave me some cool shoes from a company, and they were like slipper shoes, and I like the company. It employs local people to survive doing handcrafted shoes. How cool is that? I forgot the name of the company, or I'd probably mention it. Anyway, she gave me a pair of shoes from that she actually made. And she actually made them out of their scrap bin. Because they give the employees, I guess, somehow the ability to make shoes and give them away. And they were really comfy. They did fall apart. But that's because I live in a very harsh environment. And I did wear them outside a little bit. And I think they would have been better used as slippers. But they broke at one of the seams. Maybe I could actually take those to a shoemaker and say, can you, actually that's a good thing for my to-do item. Because, you know, I only have thousands and thousands and thousands of things in my to-do items. Sponsors. So there's ethical decisions to make. There's pragmatic decisions to make. There's lifestyle decisions to make on what products you let into your life as you wonder about how do they affect you. And I want that higher level of consciousness. Now that's very hard to have at the individual level because you're busy with your life already. Are you really supposed to investigate every damn thing you use? Well, maybe. Now you can offload some of that to people like me if I do it for you, but I probably haven't investigated everything, and It's not my biggest thing. Maybe I should start a new channel that just has product reviews. And if I get sponsors for it, then they might pay for those. You know, I could get them on social media with everybody that comes through. I used to host plenty of people, you know, the kind who are online and are influencers. And I could actually work that out so that if they send me one product, I can have it be shown in multiple outlets with the people, you know. So, I mean, I think one of my dreams is to get better transport, because my transport is failing heavily, and without transport, everything ends. So, you know, I need a 4-wheel drive truck, but I want it to be like the best one, and probably won't be electric. In fact, I wish that they sold trucks that didn't have a lot of electronics in them, and we could survive like an EMP, a solar flare. That'd be cool. I don't think anyone sells those. So next time there's a solar flare, like the Carrington event, look up that. Carrington. Carrington event. It was a big solar storm in like 1980 something. No, 1880 something, maybe 84, I don't know. 1884. Actually sounds cool because it mimics 1984. It was the last 84 we had. There's a lot of things you could think about of what technology we should use, and should we go back to 1884? Because that's when gasoline really took off. That's when oil really mattered. So, what other products should I have as sponsors? Tents, clothing, lighting. I could get, you know, really weird and look at monolithic domes or something. They're a great thing. Now in California they have Bini domes. That's B-I-N-I domes. Bini domes. Those are a little fashionable. I think that famous actor guy, Downey, what's his name? Robert Downey? Is that right? Robert Downey Jr.? Is that a person? Yeah, I think he's famous and stuff. Anyway, I think he went with one of these Bini domes. And the idea is you inflate a structure, whether it's monolithic dome or Bini dome, and then you put stuff on it. And the monolithic domes have a foam insulation that's sprayed. They both have sprayed concrete. They both have rebar. I don't know how they seal those. That matters. But I could have every kind of alternative architecture here. Some of those could be sponsors. But how cool would it be if I had like both Bini domes and monolithic domes come here, build one building, teach a whole crew of people to do it, get media on it, and I would get housing, I would get space. And we could build them for a variety of reasons, like specialized reasons to be cool. With the Bini domes, you remove the form and you can reuse it. With the Echo Dome by Monolithic Domes, you can also remove the form. And so that's for places that don't need a lot of insulation because there's no spray foam happening. So they have a little bit different strategy, but it's the same basic idea that an eggshell type structure is way stronger and better. So in that case, that would be a big sponsor. Like I would be lending my land to a product I think is very, very good because it uses far less material and time to build a building. And if you dig those in, because you can dig monolithic domes in, I did write the company for Bini domes, and I don't know if they've responded yet. I got to check that. But asking them some questions about the differences between monolithic domes and Bini domes, and we'll see if they get back to me. Maybe they're just a flash in the pan company. I'm not really sure, but they seem pretty serious. And Robert Downey Jr., I think that's his name, Robert Downey Jr. He built a home with that. So if we got a team here, we could be building really good ecological buildings. One thing they haven't talked about with that is rain capture. And rain capture has to be part of any building, but that could be easily done. You could easily put a lip on it a little canal, a channel that channeled all the water into a rain capture system. And full rain capture. And then storage. Storage is another topic which I've written about quite a bit and need to make some videos about. But combining the two, I could actually design good domes for this, and then include composting toilets. That's easy, not a problem to add those. And you shouldn't need to use any energy to heat or cool a building. Other types of products, well, food products, I guess, but mostly I think food should be local. I could still, in the transition from now to the collapse of civilization, I could still recommend some products. Hell, there's a distillery near me. I can make my own brand of alcohol. If I have enough influence, why not do that? Rappers do it, athletes do it, Paris Hilton does it. And they just stick their name on the product. Well, my name currently has no value. But who knows? Maybe it could. And maybe survival products, and there's a lot of those that are bullshit. Like, there's a lot of just lies. Anytime people are desperate, which I have been at times in my life, well, one mainly and now, so two, last 5 years basically, I've been a desperate person. And the problem is that there's just tons of people who want to take advantage of them. And they want to sell them something when they're down. Desperate people. And they want to say, give us this money and we'll help you. This is how religion works. That's how people trying to sell you courses work. If their information is so fucking valuable, so important, then why don't they give it away for free? And I'm not some kind of socialist or something. I'm not at all. I think people should benefit from the work they do. But information is infinitely reproducible. And if you have anything actually unique and valuable, give that shit away to save the world. That's what I'm doing. Now, it's very uncomfortable and I might die. So what? If the world is really at stake, then toughen up and serve. You can lead by serving. That's the best leadership there is. Not this, let's collect your taxes so that I'll promise I'll help you out while I give it to my rich buddies and enslave you. Because that's how the world actually works right now, and you probably support that shit. Bad idea. But some products are useful. Some companies aren't bad. And I'd love to help people be employed, making great products. Of course, I'm still going to try and not buy anything I don't absolutely have to be what I'm guessing is the most functional, good person I can be. You tell me if you know of products that are good, companies that are good, people that are good. What good is, of course, varies, but I think we agree on that quite a bit. How it plays out is a trickier part for us. So, good luck, and if you got recommendations, I'm open to them. Tell me what's good and bad. Almost up this hill. It's my morning walk, and I'm sweating because a little bit, because it's the coolness of the morning is going away, but that's okay. So let's talk about cameras as sponsors. And there's a couple of them I want, and they're actually useful. One is a basic camera like this. This is actually a zoom camera. Yeah, a zoom camera, and I don't remember the model on it. It might be Q something or other. What's good about the zoom cameras, they're not the ones for webcams or whatever. I don't know. They're not the same as the Zoom program for webcamming. They have good audio. That's what matters. If you have a good video but it has shitty audio, you have a bad video. So these have very good audio. They're made for like musicians and stuff. And this one's very lightweight. I would show it to you, but I'm busy like walking up this hill and I need another camera to do it. So what I want is a smaller camera they have, which is all one little unit. It looks like a little obelisk. And I don't know if they still make them, but I think they do. And it's like half of its speaker. Half its microphone. It's awesome. Those might be the best because you could travel with it real quick. I don't know if they're faster to turn on, but they're awesome. I never used one. They'd be a good sponsor because they have what nobody else has. They used to have some other company used to have, it was Canon, the Vixia Mini X, which was a great camera that discontinued. I think they should look at that and wonder if they should recontinue it. It was the most awesomest camera for vlogging I've ever seen. It has a manual shutter for opening the door to the lens. It protects the lens, right? And very wide angle, which is handy. So you can show people stuff like this road or whatever. And then maybe I need professional quality cameras. They're so big and expensive, you know. I don't know if I need them. What matters is audio and the content that it captures, which is a whole different issue. Okay, everything's mostly flat from here. Flat being a relative term. Cameras. I've grown up with cameras. I considered myself pretty Nikon loyal, but the truth is I don't have any brand loyalty in most cases. And only the small companies really. And there's no small companies making cameras. A couple others I'll mention is the Insta360 X3, is that right? I don't know, it probably changes. But it has a really weird camera for vlogging that does really wide angle for doing selfies on a stick. It'll remove the stick for you. You can record videos and then you can decide to edit later on where you want the view to be. I don't know if I want to work that hard, but that is another option. I do like the idea of cameras that can do 3D mapping of a space, like Matterport. Matterport's a company that does 3D mapping of spaces. It might be a little too specialized, and then there's a whole other level would be drone cameras, where I don't want to get too into this, but I would like cameras on drones for mapping with LiDAR. The guy locally here who does mapping does not have a drone with LiDAR, and I don't know that's necessary, but I would like to get one with that. Because also I might want to have a travel team. For example, there's an archaeological site right near here. I want to go map that with LiDAR. I went there a long time ago, like over 15 years ago. I went there with my GPS. It's a really cool archaeological site. I want to LiDAR that. I don't know if anybody else has done it. And so drone cameras, they also have drones like follow you around, do selfies and stuff. I don't know if that's necessary, really. I mean, if you're in some gorgeous place, but I'm in the same place all the time. Relatively boring. So I could just do a recording with drone occasionally, and that could become a virtual environment. And then these videos could even locate themselves, like they would know where that tree was right there, and they could locate me within the virtual environment and have this video be one of many floating in this virtual environment you go into. And you can scroll forward and backward in time. That'd be so cool. And then people that come here, the videos that they record would be geotagged. That's one thing these cameras don't have, is they don't have geotagging. And ideally, they would have geotagging, and we could use all the random videos people are creating to fit them into a virtual environment you can scroll through. That's out there, I know. I've gone nuts. I'm insane. No, that shit will happen. That's a prediction, and it will come true. I've been predicting what will happen with the internet since 1985, when I first got on the internet. That's before there existed a web. We just Usenet, FTP, stuff like that. You know, and the whole map of the web, you could just look at it, and it was all military and educational, government sites. So, so I've been predicting, and I've done pretty dang well with my predictions. Extremely damn well. Like, thinking about, I could have done better at this, because you can't predict everything, but like I said, everybody's going to have their own TV station. They're all going to have their own movie channel that they can produce on. And we still haven't gotten fully to that goal worldwide, but we have gotten to it a lot. The fact that people can publish their lives online is revolutionary in ways that I don't know if people really understand. Some people probably do, but it's changing everything. I mean, sex drives a lot of civilization. And, so of course sex is the first thing online, but what's happening now is people are posting sexual stuff online as individuals like crazy. OnlyFans would be an example, among others. And I don't know that that's that bad. I know there's a lot of uptightness around it, but screw it. It's just sex. Everybody has it. You know, it's very natural. It's very healthy. It can be weird, of course, and perhaps it's more fun if it's weird. But I'm certainly not going to judge the people that do that in any negative way. I think it's interesting. You know? And I don't think socially that we should punish anyone for doing that. It used to be like you would put out a sex tape or it got leaked or something, and it was a big deal. And it's like, well, fuck it. Everyone's naked under our clothes, and everyone fucks, okay? Get over it. And they don't always fuck the way you fuck or your religion tells them to fuck. There's no God involved, okay? So don't go and claim God gives a shit. There's no God that gives a shit about you. So if it's all safe and it's all consensual, no one's getting hurt, well, good. And if in the meantime these people make money off of it and never having to have contact with a customer that they don't want to have, as I suppose vaguely it's a type of sex work, but if they don't have to be taking any additional risk, except from dumb fucks who see them online and get over-fixated, in which case those people should protect themselves from those people. But that's a symptom of an uptight society. I mean, shit, you could probably destroy ISIS with porn. Just say to them, like, look, everyone else is fucking except you. You're fucked up. You have stupid beliefs, and you're violent, and you need to stop your shit, because everyone else is having a good time, and you're out there thinking killing people is going to spread your message better. It's not, okay? People are just going to hate you, and they're not going to sleep with you. Which gets me to another point, and that is that women actually have immense power based on who they sleep with. And men will do almost anything to get laid. They'll like change themselves completely. In fact, I would go so far as to say we do not live in the Western world in a patriarchy at all. We live in a matriarchy. Women are very much in charge of a lot of shit. And don't tell me that just because there's a bunch of white men in charge where you're at, that it is all that way in the world. It's not. Most of the world is not run by white men. It's run by other colors of men too. And guess who those men are run by? Women. Not saying that's bad, When I think about being in a relationship, I think, well, I'm going to have to be of service to this person or they're not going to be with me. And I hope any woman I'm with thinks the same damn thing. We have to serve each other in order to be with each other. Or someone's getting abused. It's a voluntary fucking interaction or it's not consensual. So let's have a lot more fulfilling voluntary interactions and let's get out of these gender war traps that are bullshit and have everybody serving everybody. And that doesn't have to fit into stereotypical gender roles in any way. People are actually individuals. They want very different things. I mean, I don't really vibe with what's theoretically masculine that much. I'm not a chest pounder. I don't watch sports. I don't threaten violence all the time. Even my language doesn't include that. I don't need to insult other people because they're different than me. I'm not an asshole. And some women are still assholes, and some people need to tell them to stop that shit out. Because, stop that shit out? It's not even correct grammar. Whatever. I don't give a shit. But, no, women get a free pass on being assholes too much of the time. It's crap. Women are totally violent, totally selfish, and evil. And also loving and good, and, totally important for the survival of the species. And many of them are wonderful, intelligent, nice people. So, I just don't want any gender war shit. And I don't know how to filter that out if I invite people here again. But it has to be done. And certainly if I say anything questioning women's victimhood under the patriarchy, that'll get rid of most of the freaks. The assholes. Because they find their value in being victims. It's very important to them. If you question that, then you must be a misogynist. Nonsense. Women should be held to the same standards of responsibility as men. Oh my God, that's anti-woman, isn't it? No, it's pro-woman. It's pro-good woman. It's anti-bad woman. And that's the way we get out of these traps. Behind every good man is a woman who is supported by him. That is the fucking matriarchy. Women own men at every level. Not entirely, but that's one of the reasons I don't have any women in my life, is because I have to be very cautious. Very, very cautious, because a lot of women are looking to for some man's life to take over. I've experienced that. It's very common. I ain't doing it, not unless I'm getting what I want too. Yes, it's transactional. All relationships are transactional. Try cutting your friend's finger off and see if they want to be friends with you. They don't. Part of the transaction is you can be a nice, good person who doesn't cut their finger off. No one's ever tried to cut my finger off, which is good. Oh, wow. His baby pine over there died. One pine died, one pine lived. Why? A lot of pines. Not everybody gets to live. That's how it goes. That's how it's going to go in the world. You're going to probably watch the collapse of civilization. Unfortunately. A lot of people are going to die. And they'll fight along the way. Based on anything they can grasp onto. They'll fight on race. They'll fight on gender. Less on that. But more on race. Just so lame, really. Like, it's such not an important thing. They'll fight on nationalism, which is just, you house slaves fighting for your master. To kill other people who are innocent too, fighting for their masters. Fight for their fucked up religions, mainly based on total bullshit. Fighting for things in your spiritual world that does not exist. But the people who are your spiritual leaders will try and tell you it does. They'll do anything to fool you as long as you serve them. Turn your money over to them. Give everything to them. Fuck that shit. I don't care whether it's a cult or a big religion. It's usually the same game. Surprisingly, I'm not completely anti-religious. Like, I don't know. How does Confucianism play out? How does Taoism play out? Are those non-theistic religions? Are they ethical sets we live by? I think we need ethical sets to live by. I think we very much need shared contracts, shared social contracts, and if those take the form of religion, great. Maybe that's an option, because we need them to be structured in some way. So as freedom-loving as I am, as much as I say everybody should be free, I actually think right after you're free, which you aren't, then you should seek after the form of social contract that actually does remove your freedom. When you sign a contract voluntarily, not the unsigned contract that supposedly you signed by being born and having a government claim to own you, not that kind of contract, but when you actually consciously agreed to, and that you can leave from, right, that you can leave that space when you want, you're only contracting to to follow a set of rules as long as you agree to them, and there's no other shit that gets added in later to oppress you, then yeah, give up some freedom. Make some social agreements. And that will help people trust each other more. You know, like the freedom to be in an environment without other people trying to coerce you. You know, we can get rid of various types of coercion that exists in any intentional community that's ever happened. You know, people fuck it up because for the same reasons government, you know, will try and take control of their people. Somewhere in the community, someone's going to try and oppress you. They're going to try and take control of your life in ways you didn't originally agree to. Now, it's fine if you originally agreed to it, no problem. But when somebody comes into it and says, wow, this is a successful community, I'm a pretty person who speaks well and keeps track of people well and can manipulate them, and they slowly take it over. And then they start to abuse people in various ways. That is why they die. That's a huge danger to communities. And I use the word successful there because that's what these fucking sociopaths are targeting. They're targeting that in particular. So the community, if it's going to survive, has to protect itself before the threat is even perceived. And that's tricky. One of the ways to do that is by having a bigger filter on whoever gets near the community. In this case, I have a community of 1. And I think about that a lot because I've hosted so many people. And I've learned so much about people. And you know what? The vast majority of people are really cool and nice. And they're looking for a structure to fit into. They want to help. But then there's these other people. And they won't say what they are. They might not even know what they are. Because they were raised too rich. They were raised too spoiled. And they just think everyone else should serve them. And other people will do it. That's horrible. We should serve the agreed upon doctrine, the contract, the social contract that you signed on for. And, you know, that has to do with every aspect of life. And if you're in a place that has values you don't like, you know, at this point in the world right now, you have a lot of opportunity to find somewhere else. But hopefully we can define a base set of ethics where even different groups can deal with each other and say, hey, we have different styles. We have different things that we do in our group, but we know that we share specific values that make us be able to trust each other. And that's very important. Who the fuck am I preaching to? Largely myself. Like, don't just have people here for free and stuff. You know? Because that did not work out for me. I had way too many people come here for free, and every one of them is like, even when I charge a little bit, then they're like, well, can my friend come for free? They'll ask for their friend. They won't ask for themselves. And it's just a way to trick me. Just constant fucking sociopaths who grew up rich. Rich little girls, rich little boys who grew up and they travel around all the time having fun because they know that they have family money behind them and they'll be just fine. They're not desperate like I grew up. They're not desperate to create a life for yourself themselves. I was desperate as fuck. All right, I'm almost home. It's a nice big building right here. Go inside, relax a little bit. Look at this nice building. It's all good bat habitat, by the way. It's not the right way to build a building. But I could have all this filled in with mud mixture. Seal it up. It'd be great. Hi, Dogginses. You guys want food? You want food? Okay, you gotta get off there. Hey! Let's be nice people. Are we nice people? No, you're a dog. You're still a people. Well, my lungs are getting better. It's good. And my legs are still imperfect. I had some leg problems a while ago. That is a serious understatement. But I'm cleaning up, fixing myself up, Maybe I'll even get more limber somehow. Although that's a case where I think I definitely need some help, motivation. Hey, get out of here. Well, adios. See you later.